We are currently living in what I like to call a smart era. And I say that because a lot of the things that surround us are smart. We have smart cars, smart TVs, smart watches, smartphones. And the reason these objects are all smart is because they do more than just one thing. So our phone is no longer for talking to people only. We can actually text individuals and send instant messages to people in different parts of the world. Our watch is no longer just for telling the time. It actually helps us to answer phone calls. Our television can actually mirror our phones. So it isn't only just for watching the news. We can actually get online in the TV now. There are so many things that are different to what they were. We get in a car, it's no longer just for driving. It has computers. It helps us connect to the internet. It helps find favorite restaurants and take us to them with a GPS built-in system now. We have computers in the cars. So the smart era we live in is because all these things that used to only do one thing now do a lot. How wonderful it would be if in the midst of this smart era, we also had smart plants. Plants that would come into the body and would do more than one thing, fix more than one thing. And since we are in this video going to be talking about illnesses, and I don't ever want you to link them with any of the products that I'm going to be talking about, nor do I ever want you to think that I am telling you how to deal with a certain illness, here's my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I do not prescribe. I do not diagnose. And I certainly do not treat illnesses. And I certainly do not recommend any of the products I talk about as products that are linked to illnesses. What I do is share with you information that I have seen has been successful in the last 30 years of helping other people regain their health. I've learned that the body has this beautiful way of recovering itself continuously, and it does it every day. It tries to return us to health. So how ideal it would be if we could give it what it needs to continue to do that successfully. And in an era of so much smartness, in this smart era we live in, adaptogens are actually smart plants. I like to look at them that way. And so when I talk about these these four boxes that contain these four, when I talk about Excel, Soul Vital, Renew, and Cinemate, I'm actually talking about products that come in envelopes like these and contain whole plants and at least one adaptogen. Many of them have more. This one has 6 adaptogens. This one has at least 4 adaptogens. So we're looking at products that are natural, completely no sugar added. I can have them as drinks. And now I have adaptogens coming into the body. And they're actually going to do more than just one thing. So if you remember a time when you would take one particular plant to address high blood pressure and another particular plant to address low blood pressure, one particular plant to address high blood sugar, one particular plant to address low blood sugar, and heaven forbid you make a mistake, that is not the case with adaptogens. They're going to come in and take care of a lot of imbalances in our body. So if we are dealing with an imbalance in my circulatory system, in my immune system, in my glandular system, with my structural system, and instead of having to take one particular plant to address and strengthen each system, I am now having the ability of being able to take one adaptogen or a couple of adaptogens that are going to come in and address all of that. So I don't have to be specific. And I don't either have to be specific in which side of the imbalance the problems exists. So if it is a hyperactivity or if it is a underactivity, I don't have to worry about, am I giving the body the right one at the right moment? Stress, the way it affects us, our numbers change all the time. We can have blood pressure one minute and low blood pressure the next. We can have high blood sugar one instant and low blood sugar the next, and then it can be fine. So our numbers in terms of what happens in our bodies continuously change. More so now because I can no longer get in a car and run away because the car answers phone calls, because I can take my phone with me. So I'm constantly connected to the world around me. There's very little time for quietness unless we look for it, which we should. And so because the hustle and bustle of everyday life continually keeps us in a flight or fight mode, in a stress mode where our body is just continuously at war with its environment, because that is the case, we are stressed, and our body, whether we know it or not, inside has a response, and it fluctuates. So when I have a situation where the doctor has given me a medication to lower anything that's high, I have to always keep in mind that maybe it was stress what took me there. And maybe once I regulate that, I should quickly look to an alternative. Because if I continue to take high blood pressure medication, just to say an example, use an example, or high blood sugar medication, when maybe the imbalance was just for the moment, that's going to create a problem in my body. So I'm not saying that doctors, by no means am I saying that doctors diagnose incorrectly. Obviously not. Medicine is going to be essential when I'm at a critical emergency situation where my life is at risk. But once I balance what is at risk, there will always be a way to look for an alternative. That does not mean I need to depend on medication forever. And so you'll always be able to work with your doctor to help you get to a place where I'm not taking as much medication, but I'm changing my lifestyle, I'm incorporating healthier food, and I'm incorporating adaptogens. And then you'll be successful in being able to let go of some of the medication that you're taking. So always work with your doctor and talk to him or her, because as doctors get more knowledgeable in nutrition, which I think is what will eventually happen, we'll find that many of them are willing to help us get to a place where we can depend more on natural alternatives versus just medicine. But because life is as stressful as it is, and our numbers change based on that, how ideal it is that we could take a product, adaptogens, that come into the body and go with stress. They work with us. They know when our numbers have come up, and so they help bring them down. They know when our numbers have come down, and so they help bring them up. Adaptogens will help keep us in balance, in check, because what they are trying to do is address the stress in our life so that we have a better response to it. When we face stress, we always have a very vivid response inside, whether we know it or not. Our organs get all they do things in excess, and they keep us as soldiers in war in a fight or flight mode. So when I take adaptogens, they actually come into the body and help us so that that's not always the issue, so that we have a better response, so that we don't lose all our energy, so that our body can always continuously give us what we need to keep us healthy. But in order for that to happen, we have to have a daily intake of adaptogens. And the neat thing is they are smart herbs. They will come into the body and they'll know exactly what to do. And they'll know how to do it, or how to address it in the order of priority. What does that mean? Well, as a woman, for you, your priority might be, I just don't want this headache that I always have, or I don't want these hot flashes I'm always getting. For a man, maybe your priority might be, I want to have an erection when I need it. I want to not have premature ejaculation. So maybe as a man, maybe as a woman, there are certain things that for you are very urgent. I want this addressed right now. But your body is also smart, and smarter than you, smarter than your wants. It knows what it really needs to address first. So if you give your body smart plants, adaptogens, your body is smart. And so what does it do with them? It goes in and it addresses what's more important. Maybe it realizes that even though you might be interested in getting rid of your hot flashes, there is an autoimmune illness that is beginning to develop, and it needs to address that first. Maybe as a man, before it begins to deal with your impotence, maybe it realizes that there is a degenerative illness that is beginning to develop, and the body needs to address that first. So, because we don't know what's going on constantly in our body, but our body does because it's smart, if we give it the smart plants, adaptogens, it will smartly know what to address first. And then after it addresses those important issues, it'll come back and address your hot flashes, your premature ejaculation, your lack of erections when they're necessary. and on and on and on. So our job is really basically only to give our bodies what it needs. Continuously put these plants in. As we do it, we'll notice that organs that are always working more than they should, this calming drink will address them. Organs that are working or slacking and not working as they should, this lifting product with adaptogens will help address that. And when anything is congested in the body, and that happens a lot and we're not aware of it, things aren't moving the way it should. The urinary system isn't moving things out, so I'm having infections. My blood is getting stagnant with fats and little things floating in there that shouldn't, and so my triglycerides go up and my cholesterol goes up, and because of stagnancy. This clarifying blend of adaptogens will help move things along, and it'll do it in a digestive, intestinal, respiratory, and in so many different levels. And as I think of things that throw me off balance, this is my balancing drink, my most important balancing product, because I need it so that when I add the other ones and I take them all together, I have a combination of everything that my body needs to address stress and the way I am affected with it. So think of these 4 drinks as something that you need continuously in your body that you can take to give you that. And I have other videos online where I explain a little bit more specifically how to take the drinks. They're very easily take, but the order and how it's best for you to do it. Also keep in mind that with every drink, we also have in Soul Naturals a combination of 4 essential oils. And you don't have to be an expert in aromatherapy to use these. That's what I love so much about these. What Soul has done is it has mimicked, or it has made a reflection of each of the drinks and oils. They're not the same thing, but it's going to give you the same lifting properties that you're taking digestive-wise, so that now you have the benefit directly into the blood when you use these oils with a carrier to help you give your body what it needs. And I have a video where I talk about how to use these 4 essential oils. But what I wanted to show you is Balance with Vital, same color, Clarify with Excel, same color, and Calm with Renew, same color. And so now if I keep in my home at all times my 4 drinks, Soul Vital, Excel, Cinemate, and Renew, and my 4 oils, I am going to have a way to address my health. And I'm going to be giving the body goodies that it needs so that my body can do what it has been designed to do, return me to health. So my recommendation is, and my suggestion is, always keep these 4 drinks with you so that as you have something good that comes into your body every day, and keep your 4 oils with you because you can use them every day to keep your immune system and your body where it has to be so that it can keep you healthy. So as you face stress, which is what I was getting at, you'll always have the tools you need to keep you healthy. Think of Soul that way. Think of it as smart plants in an era where things no longer do just one thing. We need products that no longer address just one thing. Give this to your body every day and you will have smart plants coming into a smart body, and it will know what to do to keep you healthy. If you've gotten this video from someone, ask them for information on how you can order these drinks directly from the company. The membership is free. It's the least expensive way to buy these products. And Soul has this amazing reward program where every time you purchase products, you get some rewards. And it's the way that Soul thanks you for using their products and for sharing Soul with others. If you've actually come across this video on YouTube, then please leave me a message and I'd love to get back with you and talk about how to help you use intelligent plants, smart plants, in this smart era for your smart body to keep you healthy.